Got your girl calling me baby. Wetter than seal in the Navy. Ooh, bitch, I'm Mercedes. 100K on the daily, so I make it rain.
Boys and girls, men and women, it is drizzling right now in one of the richest places in the entire world, Beverly Hills Rodeo Drive. Right now, we're about to go meet up with a gentleman by the name of Peter Marco, one of the most famous, wealthiest, successful jewelers in the entire universe. It wasn't always easy for him to be this successful. He was cleaning floors at a very young age, did not have much, worked his way to the top to be where he's at today. So we're gonna pick his brain. We're gonna see how he got to here, ground zero, to right here. Successful, wealthy, respected. So stay tuned. Also, since it's 2024 and a lot of y'all are starting the year fresh, you want to get out of your current situation, you want a new job, you don't want to wait till next year. This is your year. Join my private community with like-minded individuals. Link is in the description below, where we have millionaire mentors that will hop on Zoom calls with you and teach you. Now we about to get hit by a truck. Hold on. Anyway, if you would like to change your life this 2024, you want to make more money, you want to be better and do better, click the link in the description below to join my private community. Get mentored by actual millionaires. Nobody's doing it like us. Change your life today. Be better this 2024. Let's get the video started. All right, boys and girls, Mr. Peter Marco. Oh, there he is, just on time. How you doing?
I just put a body kit, forged carbon whip, she ready, let me falls.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great year. You already know.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard that you're one of the richest, wealthiest, successful jewelers in the world. I don't know. Am I?
Thank you.
Is that kind of talk about what you do?
Thank you for that compliment. I mean, I'm a modest guy. You know. I keep my feet planted on the ground, and I'm humble. But yeah, we've become one of the biggest, most powerful jewelers in the world. We have really elite clientele throughout the world. It's such an iconic street, which attracts the wealthiest people from all over the world. And so, but thank you for that compliment.
Now, how long you been in business for?
I'm 62. I've been in this business since I'm 15.
62,
62,
huh? Since 15. I mean, you don't even have to answer this question, but I feel like this is generating 9 figures, somewhere around that ballpark. How did you get there?
Everyone has their own blueprint for success.
Yeah.
My blueprint is, all of us in life are surrounded by people that might be phony or takers or leeches or whatever. I just keep it real. People like people who are real. I keep my feet on the ground. I'm humble. You become my family, and I treat you like family. Yeah. I'm not a transaction store, I'm a relationship store. And the people believe it and they feel it. I make you feel warm and welcome, and I'm gonna look out for you and take care of you.
I feel welcomed right now.
See, I just keep it real. People, if you make the money the priority, you lose it along the way. You gotta make the people and their happiness is the priority to me. And we're like really, really, really successful with that.
What is the most expensive piece of jewelry that you've sold here? Can I guess real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Over 5 mil?
Oh, you're way off.
Way off? Okay.
I'm keeping it real and humble.
We'll keep it at over 5 mil for sure.
Well, let me say this to you.
That's just one piece.
Yeah, since it's one of the most iconic streets in the world, keep in mind, we get the most wealthiest people in the world coming here. I got clients that work, there's one client who's worth 93 billion.
Wow.
I mean, so
who is that?
You can figure out the math. 93 billion, you're spending a lot of money. To them, it's like a couple dollars.
What did that person do? Are you able to say, or?
Nah, you could probably Google. There's not too many people in the world worth that much.
Google 93 billion, guys. Yeah. Find out who it is. Let me know. Put it in the comments below. Now, I do want to dive into your story more, because this is very, I'm intrigued.
Thank you.
And I want to check out some of your pieces in there.
Yeah.
Now, what's been your best year? 7 figures?
He's trying to get a number out of me,
I'm trying to get a number.
After 23 years, it's a big number. Yeah, we do well.
It's definitely over 9 figures.
We do really well, yeah.
I'm going to take that as, we'll take it as that, yeah. I know you do very well. Can we check out the shop? Is that appropriate to call it a shop, or?
Yeah.
What do it?
My home.
Your home. Can we check out your home?
Yeah.
She said running back, say you like that, body intact, head like you ran.
So this is our humble home.
Oh, this is nice.
We keep it small and quaint.
Sheesh.
I've got shades I could put down when big clients come in. We use this as the office, but people know that we're humble, we're real, we're not extravagant. Our inventory is, but we just keep it really down to earth. So this is a a 40 carat intense yellow. It's challenging here because a lot of people come by and they're impressed with our windows, but they don't know us. So everything's GIA certified, which is the highest certification in the world.
If I wanted to buy this piece right now,
You need about 7 million.
7 million.
Yeah.
Wow. So how many of these have you sold?
Many.
Many.
Yeah, 23 years. Yeah, many. Many big stones.
Over 100 of them?
About 4 a year, right? 23 years. I would say at least 4 a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Look at this puppy.
Wow. Can I hold it?
That's a 30 carat intense.
See, I'm not really knowledgeable when it comes to like carats, and can you kind of explain what that means to the audience?
It's big.
How much is 1 carat worth?
So 100 points makes a carat, and this is 30 carats. When it comes to, without boring everyone, when it comes to yellow diamonds, blue diamonds, green diamonds, pink diamonds, red diamonds, unlike white diamonds where you have 23 colors, the colored diamonds, you basically have 4 qualities. You have light, fancy light, intense, and vivid. You do have some deep, but they're very rare.
I see.
So this is intense, which is like pretty much the best you can get.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And it's just full of life. It talks to you.
It does. It's talking
Even
to
though
me right
you're
now.
not in the business, it's like if it sings and dances, it's for you.
That's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Look at this. What in the world?
This is the pinky ring I made for you.
Really? Oh my. Wow. How many carats are in this?
That's a 25 carat
25
center.
carats,
It's just the center. And then every stone here is 1 carat all the way around.
Can I guess the price on this one?
Yeah.
It's 5.
5.5.
5.
Okay, you want a Cuban?
Yeah. Let's see a Cuban. Let's see a. Damn. What is that? Whoa. Oh, thank you, sir. I'll do the honors on this. Wow.
That's a kilo of gold
Oh my
with
goodness.
about 150 carats of diamonds.
Wow. 150 carats.
Yeah, and a kilo.
Is there a mirror?
Right here.
Wow. How much is something like this worth?
We need a couple 100,000.
A couple 100,000. That's it, huh? Something slight.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have some women that buy this and they use it as a belt.
Really?
Yeah, this is 26 inches. So you got a 26-inch waist, and they wear it like that. I think this is the front of it.
Who bought that as a belt?
Man, I've had clients that bought this for their dogs. Like we had this Russian lady come in, spent $75,000 on a diamond collar for her little dog.
Wow.
Yeah. So Patek is, Patek's probably over 200-year-old company. We're talking about 1700s, okay?
This is the first time I held up. Is it Patek or Patek?
I'm from Brooklyn, so you know Patek.
Does it
Patek.
matter?
No.
It doesn't matter? Okay.
So this is a 5980 factory watch with a box and papers and everything from Patek, and we put the diamonds. But you feel the weight of that?
Hell yeah.
And that's a complicated movement. If you notice, the watch is very thick because it's a complicated movement. You need a little more space in there.
How much is something like this?
This is about $250,000.
$250,000.
Yeah.
250.
Yeah, 250.
Can I put it on?
Of course you can, Mo. I feel bad if you wouldn't. That way.
Wow.
Turn this way.
This is crazy.
Get Beautiful watch, huh?
Thanks for the free gift, Peter.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. Hey, so this is a very rare watch. It's called it's an AP, but it's a tourbillon movement. This is like 250,000. No diamonds. See, that's what's interesting. This is all the money.
Huh?
All the money's in the movement because it's tourbillon. This is a perpetual calendar. Also, very rare movement.
This one's more, huh? Or this one's less?
No, this one.
This one's like
one's more.
150?
About 150. Yeah, good job. He's ready. I'm gonna hand over the keys.
Yeah, let's see.
So this watch is not in the stores. It's not on the catalog. It's called a masterpiece.
Wow.
Okay, so it's very limited. If you notice, it's 3 color golds. It's white, yellow, and rose.
See that?
And you ready for the best part? The dial is a meteorite dial, which they actually make it from a meteorite that comes from outer space.
Really?
Yeah. So these won't last long because they're going to run out of meteorite material.
Yeah.
So they're all like very limited. Isn't that crazy watch though?
That is crazy.
Yeah. All done by Rolex.
How much does this piece go for?
A good deal on that would be like 95,000.
95K.
Yeah.
That's just a...
It was still a lot of money, man.
That's an M3, right?
It's a lot of money. Oh, yeah.
Let's get that.
M5 if it's used.
Oh, yeah. Peter Marco, thank you for the
Thank
tour.
you for the opportunity, brother.
No, thank you for the opportunity.
Appreciate it.
You started off 15 years old cleaning floors, right? How did you get here exactly? You know, this is a mega empire. You're making, I I mean, you're very successful, a lot of figures out there. Like, what was that transition like?
I'm gonna make a long story real short. I basically got hired over the summer to clean the place, and I proved myself that I was on time every day and I was trustworthy. The owner put a diamond on the floor one day, a 10-carat stone, and said, "Pete, go vacuum my office." And I vacuumed it, and I see it on the floor, and I pick it up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the world to me,
Yeah. And when you were there, 15 years old, cleaning the floors, who was that exactly to you, that person that you're working with?
So I wasn't working with him, I was working for him.
Okay.
He was the owner of the company.
Okay.
Yeah, and I picked it up and I returned it to him. And then one day, this was over the summer, the messenger boy called in sick. And so I know it sounds like, you're a delivery man, but I had to fill in for the messenger boy. And I was walking around with $300,000-400,000 worth of gold and diamonds and platinum. I had to pick up and deliver because we were a factory.
Yeah.
And they needed rubies and supply. So anyway, I proved myself. And at the end of the summer, my dad left when I was 4. My mom remarried and left when I was 15. And at 15 years old, I got my own apartment in New York.
At 15 years old?
At 15 years old. And, there's no school for growing up on the streets or living alone. You just do it and you mature real quickly.
Yeah.
But I was always ahead of my years. I was always focused. It's embarrassing to some, but I'm proud of it at this point, especially when you get to my age. But I'm 62 and never once in my life did I smoke.
Really?
Never once in my life did I drink. And never once in my life did I do a drug.
Wow.
Yeah, never in my life. I don't even know what that is.
That's props, man.
I don't even know. But now...
And you're in LA.
And yeah. And growing up in New York, you would think that, you would do that. But all my life, I had responsibility. I had to clean, cook, work, pay my bills, do my homework, go to school. So long story short, I went to school from 7:30 in the morning to 11:30. I was supposed to go from 7:30 to 3:30, but I went from 7:30 to 11:30. I worked at the company from 12 to 6, and then I went to night school from 6:30 to 9:30 in Manhattan on 14th Street, Union Square. It was called Washington Irving Night School.
Okay.
And I did that because my goal was to get enough credits to graduate high school. And, I had to deal with my guidance counselor, rearrange my schedule, and all that took place. And then I worked, and from the messenger, I then got promoted. When everything was done, everything was cleaned, I'd sit down, I watched the jewelers, and I became a jeweler, I became a polisher, I became a diamond setter, and I worked my way up. And then I went in the production department, and I learned all my knowledge of stones. And,
How old are you at this time?
17.
17. Okay.
17,
so in a
yeah.
2-year span, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my big break came when I graduated high school, and the owner came to me and says, "Pete, I think you'll be a good salesman." And
Same company?
same company,
Okay.
yeah. And he said, he gave me a bag, I remember like yesterday, and it was about $3 million. And it was all delivery jewelry. And I was like, okay, what do I do? He said, all right, you're gonna get in your car, and you're gonna go from New York, you're gonna drive to Hartford, Connecticut, Boston, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. And he said, when you get to the city, you're gonna go to that big book we used to have called the Yellow Pages. All right, you're gonna look up jewelers. And whichever jeweler is showing ads for expensive watches or big diamonds, you're gonna rip out the pages and you're gonna call on that store. And that's what I did, I just cold called. I knocked on the door, I said, hi, my name's Peter. I'm with this company in New York. I gave the name, and I said, may I show you my line of jewelry? And that's how stores get their inventory, because they deal with manufacturers, and we were a manufacturer. And then I came back after 2.5 weeks, and I sold, and he said, all right, now this is gonna be a big trip. And I remember like yesterday, because I did it so often, but I left New York, and I went to Jersey, I went to Philadelphia, I went to Delaware, I went to Baltimore, I went to DC, to Virginia's, Carolinas, Atlanta, Florida.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the route. And I was gone for 1 month, and I came back and I sold a whole bunch of jewelry. And long story short, I got in my car, and for 4 years, I had no wife, no kids, no family, and I drove the whole United States 11 and a half months out of the year.
4 years.
For 4 years.
So till 21.
11 and a half months out of the year. I was what you call a road warrior.
Yeah.
And then After 4 years or so, I got enough courage to get on planes, and then I was hopping all over the United States. If I was in Dallas one day and New York the next, and Louisiana the next day, and Minneapolis the next day, wherever the business took me. And then what happened was he said to me, Pete, you see what you did here? I want you to do it in Europe. So one of the biggest jewelry shows in the world is in Switzerland.
Okay.
And I went to that show and I laid out my line of samples. And who came to that show was owners of stores from all over Europe. It's like going to a trade show, but it's not open to the public. It's open to the trade. And the next thing you know, I met store owners all over Europe, and I was traveling all over Europe.
Wow.
And then he said to me, I want you to do this in Asia. And I went to Tokyo and I went to Hong Kong and I did trade shows. And so long story short, for like 25 years, I traveled the whole world selling jewelry.
Was this before
the store?
Peter Marco?
Before the store, yeah. I had nothing to do with the store. I was on the road. And then
how much, like, so as a young adult, right, 17 till what age would you say? 17 till before Peter Marco started?
No, so I'm 62 now, and Peter Marco's been around 20, so I was about 40.
Okay, so 40 until you started your own thing.
Yes.
Okay, so during that time, like, what are some of like the profits you were making off of working with under somebody else?
So, like anything else, it depends on your product and how desirable it is. We had a really high-end product. So when I went into a city, there could have been thousands of jewelers, but I could only sell one or two. It would be the number one or two store that dominated the area as far as quality, because we were like the Rolls Royce of jewelry.
Okay.
So I'll tell you this. When I graduated high school, I was 18. So when I went on the road that year, I was on the road for 6 months.
Yeah.
The following year, I was on the road the whole year. So what they used to do is, they used to give me $2,000 a week. And this was called a draw against commission. So what that means is I had to pay all my own expenses, but they gave me money to travel. And I had to cover that in sales. But come on, I was 19 years old living a good life. Still getting $2,000 a week. I was traveling all over the world, right? All over the place.
So $8K a month.
At the end of the year, I get called in and the owner says, Pete, sit down. I said, what's up? What did I do? He said, I'm going to call the corporate lawyer, the corporate banker, the corporate accountant, and the corporate financial advisor. And I'm going to ask them to take you under their wing. I was like, okay, why? He said, well, you sold a lot this year. You made a lot of money.
How much?
And I made a lot of money. I was 19 years old, and I made an incredible amount, more than doctors and lawyers make.
What was it was it right in six figures or more? Was it 7?
It was 7.
7. Wow, as a 19-year-old.
I was 19 years old.
This guy's
and
a killer.
no bad habits.
Wow.
And so
see what no smoking, no drinking can do for you guys?
Never did. All I did
partying?
was work. No, bro. No.
Wow.
But think about it. The whole United States is built up on success stories.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You talk to guys in the music industry that'll tell you, I've heard their stories and how people started from nothing and how they, instead of going out and partying with the women and this and that, they were in the studio making music.
Putting in the work.
So you got to put the work in.
Yeah.
You got to be dedicated and loyal to your trade, and that's what I did.
Who was the gentleman that you worked under? Was he a family friend? Who was he? Because it seems like he given you a great opportunity as well.
He gave me a great opportunity. There was no family at all.
Oh.
He just respected me. He thought I was a fine young man that had good values and morals and worked hard.
How did he find you?
I said in the beginning of the story, my mother had a friend who had a friend who was working as a jeweler in this company, and she wanted to get me off the streets, and they brought me up there to clean the place. And that's how I started. I also got married, became a father, and I wanted to be a father that I didn't have. I didn't want to be an absentee father. And so I said, I love what I do, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to open a store. And I was thinking Paris, I was thinking Tokyo, I was thinking London, I was thinking Vegas, New York. And then when you look at the complete package, the weather here, you're not out of business 6 months out of the year like you would be in some cities or states because of the weather.
Right.
And I was thinking, hey, Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. And I found this location, I opened up. And as I said,
40 years old, right, at this time?
About 40, yeah.
Wow.
And then I, like everything else, I work hard, and you get in with a couple people, and it's the right people, and they refer you and recommend you, and they post you, they Instagram you, whatever it takes, and referrals. And now we're in like everyone in Hollywood, everyone in the music industry, all of the sports world, major doctors and lawyers and accountants and successful business people. We're just like the go-to guy.
Yeah.
And you know, our values and our morals are really strong and high, and we are a relationship store above being a transaction store, and people pick up on our energy and our vibe, and they know we're real. And that's what people want. They want to latch on to people who are real and hold on to them.
Because people only do business with people that they like, right?
Yeah.
And businesses thrive more when the relationships matter.
Of course.
Yeah, so.
You know, and people know when it's all about the money and when it's all about them.
Yeah.
It's a good example in life. By maintain your integrity, your values, your morals, do the right thing by people. You're going to get knocked down, but it's how you get up and how you handle it and move forward.
100%.
And just keep to yourself. You know, I don't have partners, I don't have banks, I don't have investors, I have no one. You know, if somebody comes in and I own something, you know, for $1,000 and they say, can I give you $1,025? Man, I just do it. I'm happy for them. I brought happiness to them. I made their day.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about the money. And then when you make it not about the money, somehow it's the balance of the universe. It just works.
The money just follows.
It follows.
Yeah. So when you're 40 and you started Peter Marco, how much did you have to invest into it at the start?
Jewelry is unlike a lot of industries. You need a lot of money. You need a lot of money because a small case like this, you could have a lot of inventory.
Right,
you know,
right.
you go to a car lot, he's got 50 cars on the lot. I could have 50 cars on a case this big, you know, the same value.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I did something a little out of the ordinary. This was around 9/11, and there was the biggest diamond companies in the world and the biggest companies in the world that were hurting. You know, business dropped, and you had a lot of companies that had a lot of inventory, but stores weren't buying them. You know, the business changed. And so what I did is I started it with money, but then I went to the people who knew me since I was 15 years old, and I said, look, you have a salesman on the road, and you would hope your salesman's are going to go on the road and sell, and then you got to hope the store sells it so that they pay their bill. And there was no business at that time.
Yeah.
So I said, give me some support. Give me some, it's called consignment, or give me some memo.
Right.
And so what they did is they gave me 5 pieces and I sold them. Then they give me 10 pieces and I sold them. So I opened up the store with an incredible inventory because I had a lot of support from people who trusted me all over the world. I had 350 different companies.
Wow.
The biggest ruby guy in the world, the biggest emerald, sapphire, colored diamonds, white diamonds, cutters, sight holders, the biggest people you can imagine. And they all knew I was a solid, honorable guy.
You had to go through all those things for 25 years to start your own thing.
Yeah.
And would you say, I mean, obviously you're more successful now than you were 25 years ago, but without going through that stuff in that 25 years, you wouldn't be who you are today.
100%.
Yeah. Now, for a small fish, let's just say somebody wants to open a jewelry shop and they don't have a lot of money. Is it possible for them to do that?
So today you have tools that we didn't have back then, like, you know, this internet's really big, right? So there are people that open an online store. So they don't need rent, they don't need security, they don't need overhead, they don't need anything, right? You can do an online store, and you could hook up with a company and, you know, take pictures of pieces they have and market them under your company. Like there's people that import things from China. They don't have them, or they might have a small inventory, but then what you do is you get an order. So years ago, we would go out and buy diamonds, and we would use them for production. And then times got tough where you can't lay out all that money for diamonds.
Yeah.
So what you did is when you got an order, you called up and ordered the diamonds that you needed based on your order. So you only paid for what you needed, and you got the money to pay for it because you made a sale. The days of buying all this inventory and having it just sitting there, you can't do it. It doesn't work. All right, so you can take pictures of stuff. You can hook up with a company, take pictures of what they have, what they manufacture, their samples, and then you get an order, and you give them an order when you have an order, and the money that you're getting from them, you cover the cost, and you can do it all online.
Yeah.
How many people do we know that open things online stores, and you don't need security, you don't need a safe, you don't need an alarm, you don't need a payroll, you don't need all this overhead. Maybe someone, if it grows a lot, you need a back office or something to process the orders. But you can do it online.
Yeah. You just gave somebody an idea right now.
Oh yeah. No.
So
listen,
basically it's just finding the right company to work with, selling their product, and putting my markup on it, kind of online and going from there. I'm not doing it, but
that's a route. Yeah, that's a route. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, let's say you found a manufacturer overseas or in the United States and you love their product. The next thing you know, you photograph what they have, you create a website, you put it online, and you're up in business.
Yeah.
You know, and you're only going to pay the bills based on the money you make.
That's beautiful. So, what are the 3 tips for someone to be hyper successful?
Don't compromise your values or your morals. You know, I don't know, there's going to be more than 3, but just keep it real. People want people that are honest and loyal. They have good values, good morals. Do the right thing by people. Don't make money your God.
That's a good one.
And it's the balance of the universe. It will just all come to you. Doors will open to you. You know, it's in the Bible. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's what's worked for me. Just keeping it real. Always remembering where you came from. Never think you're better than someone else or bigger than someone else. You know, we're all equal.
Yeah.
It's, to me, it's what's in your heart and your mind that makes you the person you are.
You tell me I'm something you need, but baby, you know that I'm bad for you, yeah. Why you gotta be so naive? If I treat you like one I don't want, then you know I'm just so hard to please. I lie to your face to get what I want, babe. Somehow you keep calling to me. Why are you so